Guys, if you want cookies, let me know. I'll bring some out for you. I gave them some. You want cookies? Cookies? Yeah? I'll bring some. Taylor Leonard. Taylor? Taylor. This one. Thank you. Taylor.
Wait,
Here you go.
Okay, let me let you go.
Sorry, yep, bye.
Yep.
So, this will help you out with getting more information that you need.
Okay.
I have, there's a lot of stuff in the MGDPA.
Okay.
Since this email, this is me appropriately communicating to the county attorney who I'm supposed to talk to when I have problems.
Okay, Ron.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm being completely ignored.
Okay.
Not only was I ignored, I'm being ignored by the sheriff as well.
Okay.
And they have an illegal surveillance warrant, either with the judge's approval, with omitted information that illegally got that,
Okay.
or they're just not doing it the legal way and using it. I actually took recordings of them using the drone and everything, and just doing like insane drive arounds around the block with fire departments and everything. I've communicated to fire departments and stuff too.
Okay.
It is really a gang up violating 609-229 most of all, but so many.
Okay.
Jeff Tate has email communications with me of him premeditating this illegal document that he had the city attorney send me. And but also, because they're using that surveillance, what they're getting is like everything, okay? I mean, every intimate detail about my life.
Okay.
They figured out that I had reached out to Mafia Law because surveillance, I had confirmation on my phone and everything that they were using IP out of Is Aug. They were rerouting my emails there, and every single person that I have contacted through my emails,
Okay.
I've tried emailing you, and I haven't gotten responses back from you at all either.
Okay.
You have sergeants and captains
Yeah.
and chiefs above you. I know that.
Yeah.
So I know what your limits are
Yeah.
on stuff. So that's why I'm making sure that you have what you need,
Okay.
because you need to understand how serious this is. And if you have a way to recognize that this citizen can't get her voice out of this county,
Yeah.
I need you to go through your policies and figure out what you can do if you can.
Yep.
Otherwise, recuse yourself if you don't feel comfortable. You have the option to recuse yourself, but that means you still have to bring in somebody that's outside, that's not going to be of in the biased favor of the gang, and that's what's the problem is. Okay, so anyways, they figured out that I had requested stuff from several law firms, but Mafia Law was one of them.
Okay.
Kennedy and Graven
Okay.
has an ex-employee that works at Mafia Law. Her name is Mandy Hennon,
Okay.
also known as Amanda Hennon.
Okay.
She worked there in 2023.
Okay.
They contacted her and had her be the one to reach out to me. In her communications of her reaching out to me, she used a reply function on the email that replied it back to an obsolete email with an obsolete mailing address and everything. Okay? And not only that, in my I forwarded her this document with 3 corrected errors. One of the corrections was talking about the New Ulm explosion. There's a word where it should be explosion at the scrapyard, and then like the word confidentiality agreement, it says a different word. So there's there's a lot of typos, but again, that's just evidence of how undue intimidation. Like I am really, it is, I've never been more scared in my life.
Yeah.
Taylor. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name
No, you're pronouncing it correctly.
correctly. I have submitted several times in the I call them FOIA documents, but they're not. It's MGDPA, okay, for Minnesota.
Yes.
One of the problems with Jeff Tate right now is
Okay.
he's violating the clause 17 on crime victim protections, because in my emails with him, I had requested protections of my information.
Okay.
But not when he chooses to become a criminal. That, you know what I mean? Like, it literally put me in the position where I'm like, I have no choice but to expose the informant information that I reported on May 19th that I never even told you about. May 19th, I made police reports, 2 of them, one to Shakopee,
Yeah.
and they told me to reach out to New Ulm area to talk to those sheriffs. So your higher ups had access to all that stuff.
Okay.
And my life was in more danger than just the May 25th report that I gave you.
Okay.
But that's because I had to protect my information. I didn't want, like, Sergeant Belfance, for example, to know. And if you were to watch the 3 body cameras that were here on May 28th, on May 28th, you would see a man violating, first and foremost, 611A.
Okay.
And then also stating to me that Jeff Tate, well, he didn't say Jeff Tate, he said his police chief approved a third-party investigation on top of regular crime victim investigation, okay? So anyways, you have access to everything you need in that MGDPA, and then you need to know that there's going to be documents that are being withheld. Like, Bill Reynolds is known for withholding stuff. If you look into Pensacola, Florida,
Okay.
he's known for leaking people's information. He's known for not fulfilling the records requests. And then obviously Jeff Tate is going to want to try to play the non-public or confidential card. And I'm letting you know, they're doing it in a criminal manner. Just like they use this surveillance stuff in a way to figure out who they could block me from contacting, like an attorney. So I know that you're limited what you can do, but I also know that they made laws in this country for situations like this. I don't know if maybe you need to call in the state troopers, but at this point in time, I need you to seriously understand they have people everywhere. They've planted them everywhere. I don't feel safe. So I am willing to talk to you again in the future.
Yeah.
But I just need you to understand you got to be really respectful of how scared I have been. And then also Sergeant Belfance he surprise visited me with the dig down for that stuff over there. And had the Centerpoint Energy people here, and they were like, oh yeah, we have to go in your house and check your gas lines there too. And I said, well, my gas lines in my house aren't the problem. I said, but if that's what you need to do for your proper paperwork, great, you can do that. But those little beeping noises that it's making, they don't mean nothing to me. I don't know what the calibrations are on those things. The only thing that I'm going to be satisfied with is a dig down. But if it entertains you to come in, great. Sergeant Belfance saw everything in my garage. He saw everything in my basement. And he has seen that I am legit. My business is upcycling things like car keys, trumpets, instruments, and making them into jewelry. And that's what I do for a living. And he saw all of that. And so when they surprise you, and I wasn't prepared for it, and I didn't have to let him in, but I let him in. Do you understand how that sort of, like, if he did have any concerns about who I am based on my May 19th report, which again, I initiated contact with Shakopee Police to give my report. And at this moment in time, the fears I have because of the actions that have happened mostly under the authority of Bill Reynolds and Sergeant Belfance, with how many laws have been being committed illegally, that Jeff Tate and Captain Derek Nordfeld, they all implicated themselves. That's not my problem. You know what I mean? Lawmakers make laws. They work really hard to make those laws. Law enforcement is just supposed to enforce the laws, and then you guys are supposed to have full faith belief in due process. You're not supposed to make your decisions and be the judges. You're supposed to let the judges do their judge work. You're not allowed to block victims' access to crime victim stuff. They tried. Do you even know that they tried to? So after you made your police report, they came through here with a Roman candle. A Roman candle can shoot sparks 20 to 30 feet.
Okay.
They tried to light that known potential gas leak at the time up. And they did that with only very few people knowing I had made my police report to you. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Is like you need to be very careful about what you're doing. And what I'm doing is because I don't want to go missing. I don't want to have a staged car accident. I'm afraid to even drive anywhere because I'm afraid that I'm going to get one of those like military ram tactics. Like with the surveillance that they do to people and the locations and all that, it is that in foreign countries, you're able to actually time out how you hit a car. Those are military actions. Anbar Providence in Iraq had senior level advisors to the governors who in the Reconstruction years after the Operation Fury had taken place, Bill Reynolds was a senior civil military advisor to the governors. Okay. Investigations happened in those early years of discovering that there was all kinds of issues with corruption and basically all this for the benefits of a gang and just violating things for the benefit of a gang and illegally misusing of funds and bullying. And I mean, governors died. A lot of people are dead. Like, I need you to understand how dangerous the history is with Bill Reynolds. If you do have access through somebody much higher than our county, because like I said, Luke Hennon hasn't reached out to me. I don't know what his relationship is to Mandy Hennon either. You know what I mean? That's sketchy. And then also, she might be related to the guy, Daniel A. Hennon, who was part of that whole crime ring for children trafficking and violating foster children for 20, 30 years. That didn't get solved in Scott County for 20 or 30 years. So I don't know if what her relation is to him. I don't know what Luke Hennon's relation is to him. I don't know what their relations are to each other. It was absolutely inappropriate for them to wrongfully use surveillance stuff that they illegally are using, because the only way a judge would have approved it is under false pretenses, not being fully informed and having information omitted. Okay? All right. Hey.
Sorry. Let me just see.
I have said that the experience that I had on May 25th, the officer that you were that arrived, and I said your name, fulfilled the expectation of what I would have expected for a police officer. Like you followed, you did what you did, but you got called off by your higher ups. You told me that they would be finishing up with me. You told me that they would be finishing up with me, and you are not their boss, they're your boss. You did the best you could, and I want you to understand. Some bad people doesn't mean that they're all bad people, okay? All right. I'm really glad that you're the one that showed up today.
Of course.
Thank you. You have a good day.